Our next storyteller, hey, are you a first-time storyteller too? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're ending on a strong note. Several first-time storytellers of the evening. I love it. So please clap the loudest you've clapped the entire evening for Olivia Holesinger.
And I'm from the Chicago area, but when I visited here a while back, they thought I was from like Minnesota or Wisconsin, and then I just moved here. So, yeah. So I had mentioned to a friend that I like go to this event, and everyone always thinks that I would tell a story, but I'm not that type of person. But here I am, and I told her what the theme was, and I told my other friend, and they were both like, wow, which one are you gonna tell? And then I started questioning a lot of things about myself, because, yeah, so I also did Tinder, and I was the person who thought that in university, I was going to be in my library and pull a book off the shelf and see another person. And then we were going to fall in love, and we were going to get married at the chapel at school or something crazy like that. But that's not what happened. So I went on Tinder because my friends always tell me, Olivia, that's my name, loosen up, like calm down, all of these things. And I just want to calm down. So I went on Tinder, and I met this boy, and his name was Ben, and I thought, that's a good name. Like, that's a really normal name. Like, a solid person is probably named Ben. And lots of red flags, and I'm a really sensible person. Like, I don't just, like, swipe or whatever. Like, I read that bio, and I look at those pictures. And I look for red flags, but then they do something like say, hey, I have lots of sisters, so I hope you feel comfortable. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go on a date with you. And then I say, Olivia, never go on a movie date. Like, those are always bad news. Like, how many girls here, women, told stories about movie dates? Never ask someone on a movie date. Don't go on one until you're, like, married or, like, have been dating for a long, long time. But, like, there's so much to talk about at the beginning and, like, so much to do besides sit and have, like, the sexual tension and awfulness. So, you know, I'm at this bar, and I, like, always have an escape plan. So I was living in Chicago at the time. I went to my neighborhood, really crappy bar, the Wise Owl, so good, and sat down, and he was late, which is fine, but I, like, am not a dawdler, so bad at dawdling. But so I was talking with the bartender who I knew because I like to talk to people. And then Ben came, and I'm a social worker, and I was at a bar in my neighborhood by the place that I worked at, and so Ben and I were sitting on the patio, and we had gone to get our beers, and I knew when we ordered our beers that he was not about to pay for them, which was totally fine, and I'm like, okay, I can totally pay for my own stuff, like, I don't need a free ride, whatever, not this beer. But then the bartender was screwing with Ben, and so he definitely put them on one tab, and then you could see the panic in Ben's eyes, and I'm like, wow, you can't pay for this $7 beer because it's Chicago, so it's a little bit more expensive. But so then we go out to the patio, I'm like, totally fine, like, whatever, he's got his things, I've got mine. One of my youth that I worked with, I was doing trauma-informed therapy, comes past and goes, oh, Olivia, is this your husband? And I'm like, absolutely not. He can't even pay for this $7 beer. And Ben grabs my hand and puts his arm around me and goes, just like, is like looking into my youth's eyes, not even my eyes. And then the youth leaves and goes to where he lives. And Ben turns to me and goes, wow, to have someone mistake me for your husband. That is just so beautiful to me. And I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know, but okay, we'll do this. And then he goes, so do you want to go to a movie? And I'm thinking, absolutely not. Yeah, sure, why not? So he's not going to drive because he's from the suburbs and I live downtown. And so I got a car, my car, and it's my car. And we went to the movie theater, which I hate movies. So I'm looking at the movies that are on, and it's that one movie about a ship, and like a woman falls in love with a man, and not Titanic, okay. But I love that. I always get mistaken for someone older than my age. No, it's Overboard or something with that one girl, Anna Faris. No? Okay, I love it. I'm also not a movie person. So we go to it, and we're walking up, and I missed so many good parts. So he also, in the car, he tries to kiss me. And I'm like, whoa, like that, I wasn't ready for that, Ben. And he goes, I'm a nice Jewish boy. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's your opening line. And I thought, that's fine, we're just gonna get to this movie, it's gonna be fine. And really questioning my sensibleness. And then a little bit later, we're still driving. We park in the movie theater place, and he comments on my driving, which isn't unusual. It's not like the best, but I have never been in an accident. I've never hurt anyone. And so we finally park, but I had just put it in park, and this kid, we're in our early 20s, this kid jumps over the console onto me. And I'm like, whoa! Wasn't expecting that one, Ben. He's a spicy little Jewish boy. And I'm just thinking, oh my word, I drove you, and I'm a really nice person. I can't just leave you now. You're a suburban boy. You can't get home from here. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, it's fine. You're my little brother, I'm gonna take care of you. And so we walk out of the car, and I'm trying to prep myself for what I'm gonna say to him, but he just goes, I thought I'd surprise you. And I thought, oh. And then he said, do you like surprises? And I'm really trying to be more honest with people, so I said, nope. But I do like surprises, just not those ones, I guess, from him. So then we're walking up to the movie theater. I can tell he's getting nervous, and I'm also nervous because he is a wild card. But he goes, so I paid for the beers, so do you think? And I go, I'm just gonna pay for my ticket, don't sweat it, it's totally fine. And so I paid for my ticket. I hate movies. Why am I here, Olivia? But I'm here because I can't say no. And so then we get into the theater. Oh, and his outfit was and I'm not a style guru, whatever, you wear what you want to wear. But he was wearing a Miss, it doesn't fit him, polo. He's a nice Jewish boy. And he's wearing khakis, but not the good khakis. And then he's wearing tennis shoes, but not good tennis shoes. And we get into the theater, and the lights go down, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot how much I love lights. And then he sits next to me, because that's what you do, and he just makes himself at home in this theater. And he takes off his little tennis shoes, and he puts them down there, and he curls his little khakied legs onto the seat, and then he positions my body to nestle him. And I feel just like his mother at this point. I'm just there to help him feel comfortable. If you're babysitting some small children and you kind of coddle them and make them feel okay, we're about to go to sleepy time. And then the strangest part happens, which I forgot about until I was walking home, and my friend Sarah told me to tell this story. She goes, the guy who blew in your ear. And I thought, that's right. And generally I don't mind, but when he did it, what he did was first, he blew kind of and I kind of just did this. And then he whispered, did you like that? And I said, absolutely not. So his first technique was, he thought that obviously didn't do the trick, so the next technique was, and again I did, and kind of turned my head a little bit more, but not too much, because I didn't want to give him lip action. And he said, did you like that? And I said, dear God, how do I get out of here? But I'm his ride home, and how is he going to get home? He's a little suburban Jewish boy. And so I said, hey, we paid for this movie. I'm just going to keep watching. And then the lights went back on. He put his little tennis shoes back on and stretched out his khakied legs. We got back in the car. He did try to straddle the console one more time. And then I moved away from Chicago, not because of him, but it was nice to have the distance. And then about a month or two later, he texted me and said, hey, can we be friends? Which I get a lot. And then I usually say, sure. And then I don't be their friend. But then he goes, I didn't respond. And he goes, I have sisters. And I don't know what it was with him and his sisters, but that was, I think, my worst date.